What is going on, guys, and welcome back. MG Marine Tech here. Today we are going to be covering a extremely simple yet effective feature of the Garmin units, and that is a heading line and angle markers. A lot of people that are coming over from Humminbird or whatnot are wanting a feature just like this, and this feature allows you to better put yourself on your existing waypoints, get yourself away within casting distance, so you know kind of where you're at. Better hit those waypoints with your cast. As always, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It truly does help me out, and it is a great way to say thank you to me for putting in the time and effort to put these videos out there for you guys. I enjoy doing them, but it lets me know that you guys enjoy them as well. So I'm going to hop over onto one of the units and show you guys how to set these up. All right, guys, so this is how your setup should arrive. This is kind of a factory default with no heading line, no angle markers on here. As you can see, I've got some waypoints placed around. We're at home right now, so obviously not on the water, but it is a very simple process to turn on these heading lines and angle markers. One thing to point out is a heading line is just that. It is the heading or the direction that your boat is moving. Now, this is very crucial because when you are stopped, your heading line should be pointed out the direction of your boat. But if you don't have a heading sensor, that may become inaccurate. I'm going to cover that here in just a little bit. But let's first show you guys how to turn on your heading line. And it's very, very simple. Go to your menu. Now go to layers and then my vessel. Everything is going to be under heading line. Obviously right now the display is off, so to turn that on, click on your display and it gives you two options, either distance and or time. Now most people are going to want to have a distance. This will be a set length on your heading line, so you can go to your distance, you can set the distance of your heading line right here. But going back real quick, if we go to heading line, display, and then time will change the length of the heading line depending on how fast you're moving. So the faster you're moving, if you go into time and set it at 3 minutes, the faster you're moving, your heading line will shrink because it will be distance to the end of your heading line. So going back here, we'll see if it shows up. Not always going to show up when we're sitting stationary. And right now it's not because our unit knows that we're kind of sitting stationary. But again, if in theory the speed that we are moving and to get to this waypoint, there it goes. If our GPS thought we'd get there in 3 minutes, that's why that heading line is changing. You can see it's getting smaller and larger. Our GPS thinks we're currently jumping around a little bit, but that's semi-useful. But I typically like to do distance type, right? So now distance will allow you to give a set length on your heading line, and you can set this up, like again, a lot of people like to use this to get them within casting range. I like to use 100 foot, so we'll go back and I'll show you guys what that shows up as. And that's purely a set distance. And now that set distance is from the end of our heading line to the icon here. And you'll also see there are 5 other marks in here. So 20 foot, 40 foot, 60, 80, and 100 all the way out to the end of our boat, and that will change depending on the ultimate distance that you use. So again, that allows us to say, okay, this waypoint right here is about 100 foot away from the front of our boat. Now going back, we can turn on what is known as the angle markers under the same exact menu, and angle markers just put marks all the way around the outside of the boat. Now these are every 45 degrees, so straight off 12 o'clock directly out of the front of your boat, you got 45 degrees, 90, and that continues all the way around our boat. So we can say that this waypoint right here is directly off the pretty close to directly off to the left of our boat without our boat icon spinning around. And this is exactly what I mean. If I don't have a heading sensor on here, now our GPS thinks we're headed this way when it originally thought we were headed that way. A heading sensor will fix that exactly. But again, these angle markers allow you to kind of better give yourself an idea of where these waypoints are at. And the angle markers are on the same distance as that you have the heading line set. So if you have your heading line set at 100 foot, each one of these checks all the way out here is 100 foot out. Again, better letting you get closer and more accurately on your waypoints. So there is something that I need to point out with this. If you do not have a heading sensor, and when you are stationary, your maps may become very inaccurate. So if you're stationary, say you have your spot lock on your trolling motor and you know your waypoint is in front of you, but once you turn that spot lock on, your boat has stopped moving, the unit can get confused and it will start to turn the map in accordance of where your boat is actually pointed. Once you start moving again in a set direction, your map will then spin around and everything will become accurate. Now the way to fix this is to add a heading sensor such as the Steadicast sensor, and this will give you an accurate heading or where the bow of your boat is pointed at all times. So that is extremely crucial when you have this and you want to set this up to be accurate. Now again, you can use it, but you just need to know is once you become stationary, this will become inaccurate because your unit doesn't know which direction that you're headed in. And that's fairly typical. So again, to make this accurate 100% of the time, you're going to want to add a heading sensor. All right guys, there you go. That is an extremely simple overview on a heading line and angle markers. Now again, both of these will help you guys more accurately put yourself on the waypoints that you have and hopefully put more fish in the boat. So as always, stay tuned for more tips and tricks on MG Marine Tech.